Israel and the People's Republic of Iran. We know that there's been a 2-week ceasefire, and so that means fuel passage through the Strait of Hormuz is possible, or for the next fortnight should be possible. That would ease some burden on the world economy as far as fuel is concerned. And of course, Ghana is no exception. 20% of the world's fuel consumption daily passes through the Strait of Hormuz. And so when the People's Republic of Iran decided to place an embargo on that part, on that canal, then it meant that the world was consequently going to suffer the consequence of that particular decision. Now that there's a ceasefire, it means that there should be some possibility, or there are possibilities of passage. A lot has been happening on that front, and of course, like earlier stated, Ghana is no exception amongst the countries who feel the repercussions of any decision that is taken as far as this war is concerned. As we have been told last week, the government of Ghana, the President of the Republic, and his cabinet convened a meeting to look at measures that it could implement in order to ease the burden on Ghanaians. If you go to the fuel pumps, the price of diesel and petrol are on the rise. Why is that? We can attribute that squarely to what is happening between Iran, the United States of America, and then of course Israel. And so one of the decisions that government has taken as far as this issue is concerned is to remove some levies or some taxes on the fuel price components. As we are told, if you take 1 liter of fuel, which is selling at around 13 Ghana cedis per liter at various pumps across the country now, the component that makes or that builds up to that 13 Ghana cedis, a lot of these are results of taxes. And so if government decides to remove some of these taxes off, it means that consequently what you'd buy at the pump for a liter of petrol or diesel would see a reduction. So Ghanaians have welcomed this decision by government, and now I think very soon, if you go to the pumps, this particular decision should take effect, and that should be felt in the pockets of Ghanaians. Fuel is something that whenever there's an increase, there is a ripple effect on the general economy of Ghana. It means that traders will increase the price of goods and services. What is the excuse for that? The excuse for that is that they'd have to cut their goods from various places to their shops to sell. And the mode of transportation, 90%, 95% of the time is through, is by bus or by a vehicle. Even if I say a vehicle, that is vague, because even by train is a vehicle, even by bicycle is a vehicle. So it's usually by car or by bus. And so it means that transport owners would increase prices of fares because of the increase in fuel prices. And so yes, when government says that it is taking some of, or it's going to take some of the taxes off, it is a welcome news. It's something that Ghanaians see very appropriate. But the question remains that what is going to be the repercussions, or what are going to be the repercussions, what are going to be the consequences of such a decision if government so decides that it is going to take away some levies or some taxes on the fuel price component? The answers are not far-fetched. If you look at our gross domestic product as a country, that is our GDP, the amount of money we make from taxes annually, and you look at the fact that fuel plays, I beg your pardon, a significant role in the accumulation of these taxes. It means that whenever you take any tax off fuel, it means that there's going to be a reduction as far as our tax threshold is concerned. Already there are reports that every day government could lose 500 million Ghana cedis. 500 million Ghana cedis as a result of the removal of some levies on the fuel price component. And so that decision is one that is ostensibly going to bite. Obviously, that decision is going to hurt the country. But I always say that governance is a matter of priority. What are government's priorities? What are the parts or the sectors of the economy that government would want to prioritize? Where can we have a shortfall and say that yes, it is all right, it is okay to lose some monies over here, but we can gain some more at this particular point? So these questions ought to be asked, that what are government's priorities? What are the priorities of government? What can be opportunity cost or real cost or true cost, as economists say, for government? And what should we be satisfying as our most pressing needs? These are some of the questions that we'll be asking on the show today. Remember that last year there was a 1 Ghana cedi levy placed on fuel or petroleum products, and the reason behind that tax component was so that we defray the debts, the humongous debts that we owe as far